Hello again, STRUCKTLF. It's the time of the month when I release my regular monthly Struck List videos dedicated to upcoming games. And in this specific video, we would be covering several releases for February 2024 that I personally have classified as high profile. In this high profile upcoming games video, you would see some AAA titles, heavy hitters, but you would also see certain other titles that might not be as high budget and as popular, but I personally still classify based on my own preferences as high profile games one way or another. So there's a lot of games in this list, a whole whopping 14 titles. All of them would be sorted in a chronological order of release date. So it's not a top list. It's not this one is the best, this one is the next, and so on. It's just based on chronological order of release date. I hope you enjoy watching this video. I hope it helps you save some time when looking for new titles to play in the month of February 2024. Buckle up, struck up, and let's go. First off, we are starting with a very interesting title, probably one of the top three games in the month of February that I would love to get a chance to play. Granblue Fantasy Relink. Grand adventure in the skies awaits. Form a party of four from a diverse roster of skyfarers and swash or shoot or hex your way to victory against treacherous foes in this action RPG. Take on quests solo or with the help of others in up to 4-player co-op. Releasing on the 1st of February 2024, developed and published by Cygames Inc., Granblue Fantasy Relink looks like it's gonna be an amazing action RPG to play in February. Very nice, smooth animations when it comes to combat. There's diversity when it comes to building your team, and very nice visual anime shading there. From what I'm seeing, and Granblue Fantasy, it's a nice universe. There's a ton of story. I hope the game has captured that story nicely. Again, it's probably my top one game, but let's say it's in my top three for sure for February of games I would love to get a chance to play if I find some creator programs for that. Even if I don't, who knows? Maybe I'll find a way to get it. Granblue Fantasy Relink, as you're seeing in the trailer footage that's been playing, looks like it's gonna be something super fun if you are fans of the anime action RPG modern games that come from Japan lately. And yeah, this one seems to be the next best thing of that genre. Next up, we have something else. Again, coming from Japan, it's Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Quash. Developed by Biking Inc. and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment, Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Quash has the following description. Master the Jujutsu of your favorite sorcerers and cursed spirits. Bring a friend and dive into the world of Jujutsu Kaisen in this action-packed 2-on-2 fighting game. As you can see from the trailer, it's using the typical anime shading that recent Bandai Namco games have been using. I really love the visuals, and I think the combat looks pretty nice. I think it's capturing the combat scene in the animes in a very nice way. All the skills, abilities, all the spells that our characters can use. And the characters look very close to their version that we know from the anime. So it's good that it's true to the war. So whether the game will be amazing or as good as it looks on the trailers, time will tell. On the 2nd of February 2024, we would know for sure. Next up from Sega and Atlas comes Persona 3 Reloaded. Dive into the dark hour and awaken the depths of your heart. Persona 3 Reloaded is a captivating reimagining of the genre-defining RPG, reborn for the modern era with cutting-edge graphics and gameplay. So yes, as the name suggests, it's a remake complete remake for current generation of consoles and PC of the old Persona 3, releasing on the 2nd of February 2024. If you're fans of the series, if you want to relive Persona 3, if you've already played it, or if you're new to the series and haven't played it but love turn-based tactical RPGs, then Persona 3 Reloaded is definitely something that you should keep an eye out for and maybe try when it comes out in a few days. Next up is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, a game that I've been waiting for a long, long time. Again, another one of my top 3 games of the month that I would love to get a chance to play. It's from the creators of the Batman Arkham series, which is Rocksteady Studios, one of the Warner Bros. Game studios. And Suicide Squad Kill Justice League is a genre-defying, apparently, third-person action shooter where the ultimate band of misfits must do the impossible, which is to kill the Justice League. Um, there's already ongoing early access for people who bought the $100 editions of the game, and there have been some problems, but it looked like the game won't be yet another Gotham Knights, but it might be a little bit more fun and definitely with more engaging content to keep you playing in the long term. So whether Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will deliver in the long term, as they're promising, time will tell. But it does look good. It does look fun. But whether it would be just a temporary hype that gets the game to be played, or whether people will return for expansions and DLCs and all the rest when they add new content, I guess time will tell. But it looks promising, at least for a single playthrough to get through the story. That definitely would be fun. How the end game would be, I cannot tell you, but soon enough people would have finished it and could tell you in detail in certain content on YouTube. Another big name, another big title for the month of February is Helldivers 2. Developed by Arrowhead Game Studios, which is one of the PlayStation studios. The game would be releasing on the 8th of February 2024 for PC and for PlayStation 5. Not for just 5. The Galaxy's vast line of offense enlist in the Helldivers and join the fight for freedom across a hostile galaxy in a fast, frantic, and ferocious third-person shooter. Helldivers has some looting elements, it has third-person shooting, it has co-op, it's fast-paced dynamic combat, and yes, it might be one of those high-budget games that are not as advertised or as popular as, for example, Suicide Squad. But it shouldn't be underestimated. In fact, it's probably another one of my top 3 games of the month that I would love to see and get a chance to play. Um, there's a lot of fun from what I'm seeing in the trailer when it comes to the combat. When it comes to the itemization, I've only seen some short clips and screenshots, so I can't tell you in detail whether it would be compelling enough. But regardless of that, it looks like on the 8th of February 2024, a lot of people would want to play this game and have their fair share of hell diving done. Next up on the list is Dragon Quest Builders, releasing on the 13th of February 2024, developed and published by Square Enix. The beloved block building RPG Dragon Quest Builders is bringing its handicrafting features to Steam. Wave your own tail as you build your own unique buildings and towns to restore Alefgard to its former glory. Yeah, if you know about Dragon Quest Builders, then you definitely would wanna check this one out. Um, Again, there's already Dragon Quest Builders 2 in the works, but on Steam we are finally getting the first version, Dragon Quest Builders 1, which again is kind of interesting. I guess eventually people will get Dragon Quest Builders 2, which actually Dragon Quest Builders 2 released on December 10th, 2019 for Steam. So It is strange how Dragon Quest builders didn't make it to Steam until 2024, while the sequel made it in 2019. But yeah, that's how it is. So if you think you would love this game, if you think it's your kind of game, then definitely give it a try. It's kind of like a Minecraft experience with its own twist, with platforming elements and in general, it's capturing the Dragon Quest universe with that typical Dragon Quest games shading. So if you're into that and if you want a Minecraft experience, then Dragon Quest Builders might be something you would want to try out in February. Next on the list is a game called Banisher's Ghosts of New Eden, which was kind of advertised a little during the Game Awards. But if you don't know about the game much, it's coming on the 13th of February 2024, developed by Don't Not and published by Focus Entertainment. Hunt ghosts as two memorable characters in a story-driven action RPG where your decisions, pardon me, carry dramatic consequences. Torn between honoring your oath to the living and saving your departed partner, how far will you go for love? Most of the trailers don't show much, but I managed to find some gameplay footage other than the story and cutscene based trailers, and the combat looks fun. Apparently, this game will have a lot of lore. It will be a lore-rich game. It will be an emotional story. Would it be kind of Souls-like or not? Remains to be seen. But in either case, there will be a horror and dark fantasy theme. There will be a lot of exploration, and it will be third person perspective. Vanisher's Ghost of New Eden is that kind of title where it's hard to predict whether it will be an amazing game or not, just from what I'm seeing in trailers and gameplay footage. It's the type of game where I just need to play it for myself to know whether it is worth it or not. But it does look promising. It might be that sleeper hit that might end up making a big success in the month of February. Next on the list is a racing game. Le Mans Ultimate, as the name suggests, is an official Le Mans game. Continually evolving story, powered by emotion, speed, and glory. Le Mans Ultimate, the official game of the FIA World Endurance Championship and 24 Hour of Le Mans. They're releasing on the 20th of February 2024, developed and published by Studio 398. If you're in that kind of racing that you're seeing from the footage, then definitely give it a go and download and play it. Again, it's not gonna be everyone's game. Not everyone likes racing games to begin with. But again, if you're into racing and if you're into that specific kind of racing, that is the game. There isn't any other one. This is the official one. So automobile sim fans rejoice that you have a new game to play in the month of February. Hopefully, it's to your liking. Hopefully, it doesn't suck. I'm not one to comment on such games, so I won't say any more. Next up, from 11-bit studios as publishers and Fool's Theory as developers comes the Thaumaturge. It is a story-driven RPG with morality ambiguous choices, taking place in the culturally diverse world of early 20th century Warsaw, or Warsaw. I don't know how exactly to pronounce this, but the Polish capital. In this world, salutors exist, which are esoteric beings that only thaumaturges can truly perceive and use for their needs. The game is a dark turn-based, war-rich, choose-your-own adventure psychological RPG. I love the kind of camera, how should I say it, placement during the combat. I love the type of combat they have as a turn-based game. Visually, that style looks nice, reasonable, and it's fitting that dark theme. As you can see, most from the trailers, most of the stuff is darkish. especially when you're exploring certain areas and while you're fighting. I think it captures a very good world of what's happening in there based on the war. So it's another game that might be a sleeper hit in the making and might end up making it big, much bigger than most people predict. We'll see how it goes, but the Thaumaturge, um, it should be on your wish list, or you should be following the game on Steam if you are into turn-based games and if you love dark horror stories. The next game needs no introduction if you are a fan of action RPG Diablo style games. Last Epoch, the game made by Path of Exile fanboys for Path of Exile fanboys. If you fit the description, then you will enjoy this game. Uncover the past, reforge the future, ascend into one of 15 mastery classes, and explore dangerous dungeons, hunt epic loot, craft legendary weapons, and wield the power of over 100 transformative skill trees. Last Epoch is being developed by a team of passionate RPG fans, and Steam cuts off the text here, but again, um, if you know about the game, you still haven't gotten it to try it while it was in early access. Well, it's launching finally. Since it started early access on the 30th of April 2019, it's been almost 5 years, and it's finally launching out of early access on the 21st of February 2024. You want a new Diablo style game to play until Path of Exile 2? Well, this might be it. From 11 Tower Games, Last Epoch, with all its final content and classes being added, such as the Warwalk being added finally for release. Um, I personally have a lot of things about the game I don't like that will never change, but I would still give it a go. I would still play it again, return to it for a bit to see if the new improvements would be enough to make me enjoy the game and ignore the things I never liked about it. So yeah, Last Epoch, 21st of February 2024. Do you like weird looking creatures? Do you like survival craft open world games and early access as well? Well, Inflection Games has a suggestion for you, which is Nightingale. Releasing on the 22nd February 2024, set out on a journey of survival and adventure into the mysterious and dangerous Fey realms of Nightingale. Become an intrepid realm walker and venture forth alone or with friends as you explore, craft, build, and fight across a visually stunning gas lamp fantasy world. I agree about the visually stunning. The game definitely looks nice. Some of the creatures are very nicely designed in the game. Survival crafting open world games are not my cup of tea, but I know many of you out there enjoy those games. The Valheim type kind of open world survival crafty games. So Nightingale has its own spin on that genre, its own extra flavor for you to experience and taste. So if you're liking what you're seeing on the trailer footage that I've included, follow wishlist and hope that it's not too overpriced so that more people can actually enjoy the game and get it. Now, a blast from the past. Star Wars Dark Forces Remaster from Night Dive Studios and LucasArts. And again, Night Dive Studios are a famous studio that recently released the System Shock Remaster and have been working on other remasters such as Turok 3 and so on. So we know that those guys can make remasters. Will Star Wars Dark Forces be yet another good remaster from Night Dive Studios? Time will tell. I barely have any memories of this classic FPS game, but to those of you who do remember it, I'm sure you would want to try the remaster out of sheer nostalgia. And to those of you who just love retro FPS games and just want something you've never played, Star Wars Dark Forces Remaster might be your next shooter, retro shooter to try as well. So 28th of February 2024 is the release date to keep in mind. Next up, from Japan comes another anime game based on a famous anime, and this is Goblin Slayer, Another Adventurer, Nightmare Feast. Yes, I know, a very long title. Goblin Slayer's first console game is released. The original creator of the series, Kumu Kagyu, is in charge of the original concept and series composition, while the main character designs are being handled by Noboru Kanatsuki, who also worked on the original series. Developed by Apollosoft Inc. and Mebius, published by Bushiroad Inc. The game is releasing on the 29th of February 2024, and as you can see, it's a strategy RPG again set in the Goblin Slayer universe. It's turn-based tactics with pixel graphics, and yeah, if you've played other similar games and like them, you will probably enjoy this one. What would set this one apart from the other many games that are using similar turn-based tactical system is again it's in the Goblin Slayer world with some known and some not known from the anime heroes and from the manga. I think some of the characters might actually be created specifically for the story that this game is covering, which seems to not be any of the. It seems to not be a story from the things that are canon in the anime and from the manga. I think there they've made some side stories, non-canon side stories, and it might be fun. It definitely might be fun. I mean, it's the one official Goblin Slayer game that we have right now play. So if you want more of the Goblin Slayer universe, Goblin Slayer Another Adventurer Nightmare Feast on the 29th of February 2024 is there for you to experience. And at the end of this list, we have a game that is not a triple A massive big budget release, but it has Robin Hood in its name. Robin Hood Sherwood Builders, yes, that's the name of the game, is an action-adventure RPG with base building elements as the name suggests, where you take on the role of a classic hero who stands up to the tyranny and injustice that haunts Sherwood. Fight, craft, steal, and of course help the local people grow and prosper. You want an open world survival crafting game in the Robin Hood universe? Well, Robin Hood Sherwood Builders is there, coming on the 29th of February 2024. To get notified when I upload more content like this one or other builds and guides for Wooter and not so Wooter games, you can subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to not miss out on notifications. As well as keep in mind there's something called memberships on YouTube, which lets you be a paying member for my channel to get access to perks such as emotes and badges made by me, as well as the option to get one-on-one tutoring for the very basics of Adobe Photoshop, Premiere and After Effects. And memberships can be cancelled at any time if you no longer want to be a member. Thanks for watching all the way until the end, STRUCKTLF. Keep it cool until next time, and goodbye.